Good morning from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Monday, July 17. Here's a boat you haven't seen for a while, the 1942 15-foot Century Imperial Sportsman. Beautiful hull, beautiful lines. And RJ has most recently been dedicated to cleaning the bilge. I don't know if you remember, but you can look back at earlier videos on this boat. Remember that the outside was all sort of a dark battleship. Oh, it was almost black. Well, the inside was too, plus a bonus that RJ discovered as he was cleaning it. Why don't you pick it up from there, RJ?
Well, I started out by, I'd take 1850 paint remover, paint stripper, and I'd brush it on and let it sit for about 5 minutes. And then I'd scrape it with a big scraper and try to get a good majority of the darkness out. And over here I have a pile of, this is everything, pretty much what
That's what you get out of there, huh?
Yeah, it's black, goo, oil, old maybe varnish and dirt.
But is that looks like charcoal, yep, right there.
This right here, as I was scraping my way up, I noticed that there was a little black hole, and I was like, what's that? So I put the 1850 on it and scraped it all off, and noticed that it was definitely a burn hole. At some point someone had a fire in this boat, and they burned this rib and this board and the next rib above it and that board, which is kind of scary to have a fire in your wooden boat.
Yeah.
So I kept scraping and scraping, and I went all the way down through that side and down through this side, and after I got a good main layer off, I put another coat on of the 1850, not quite as heavy as the first coat, but I'd let that sit a little bit and dry in, and then I'd take this little detailed scraper.
These are the Sandvik scrapers we use. They have no equal in our experience.
And with this little scraper, I can get the edges of the ribs. I can get in a lot of places that with a big scraper you can't. Plus, I went over the whole entire board again, a little bit at a time as I go across, and it actually took a lot more of the black out, and was able to get into the edges real close, so that they're pretty much ready to sand up and put a sealer on them. And
I think that's what's critical here, RJ. I know you devoted hours and hours of very unpleasant time cleaning this all the way up to the gunnels, but now we're to bare wood, and we can seal the entire inside of this boat with CPES, something that we could not do with all that dirt and grease and grime in there.
It wouldn't have stuck.
No. So
I do take, I have a wire Brillo pad scuff brush here, and I take this after I'm done with the little scraper, then I put a very, very fine coat of stripper on it and scrub it. And I've done a little bit of it here with the scrub brush, and this is ready for the sander and sealer, but I still got to work my way from here up with the detailed scraper and the scrub brush, a little bit more over there, but it's definitely should let the sealer absorb in and seal it.
And then we're going to apply bilge paint up to right up to the gussets, essentially, to that board. The bilge paint will all be below the floor, and RJ, I think you've got this clean enough that we could almost stain the rest of it and put some varnish inside here. It'd be really sharp. But that will be an owner decision, because that's a lot of work. So that's where we are on July 17 with the 1942 15-foot Century Imperial Sportsman. I can't wait to see her finished and on the water. And she actually lives very close to Manistee, Michigan, which is, of course, the home of the Century Boat Company. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boat Works.